Guys, welcome to the very last video. It's a bit sad that. The very last video of the RC Advent Calendar. Spoiler alert, what a fine selection of RC cars and ducks, mops and everything. Anyway, in this video, we're talking lots about RC cars. We are gonna take the Hilux for a little drive. Yes, it's leaving the workshop. We're going to talk about a few things that are coming up on the channel. We're going to have a look at some of my watches. Probably one of the most common questions in the comment section. What watch are you wearing? We're going to talk even more about RC cars. We're going to have a look back at some of my best videos of 2023. And then I'm going to answer about 120 questions. The Digger is taking on number two. Oh, hang on. Got to remember how to drive this. The Digger is taking on number 25. And for those of you wondering about the train, it's still in one piece and it still works. I had to build a platform for it. I didn't know whether it was going to reach. I don't think it would have. Whoa. Oh, is that as high as it goes? Oh, right. Oh dear. Oh, now it, whoa, whoa, whoa. This has gone completely wrong. Oh, come on. I think that's done the job. I hope too many people didn't click off then. I'm really sorry. I couldn't resist a Rickroll. Anyway, 2023 has been my biggest year by far. 56,000 people have subscribed this year. It's been like 19 million views. There's been like 34 or 35,000 comments, almost 500,000 likes. It's been absolutely crazy, and I want to thank every single one of you if you've been watching all year or if you only subscribed yesterday or even today. Thank you very much. I think it's only right we start with this question. My favourite video of the year. And it's a tough one because I think I've done like 130 videos or 120 something videos. I managed to whittle it down to 3, which is the 45th anniversary Porsche. That's one of my favourite videos. It pretty much turned out exactly how I'd imagined it. Yes. Really fun video, loads of cool shots, but I don't think that's number one. The next one was the FTX Super Forza when that got released, because that thing just absolutely ripped. And although it was relatively expensive, it showed you that you don't always have to go for like them bigger name brands. In this box is a 1/7 scale street racer from FTX. It rips. I was hoping it would. It is a ripper. Again, really cool shots. Actually, I recorded that. I think I recorded the action shots. I did at the same time as the Porsche. Anyway, not them two. My favourite of the year was the little MJX-like infraction lookalike. As well as my favourite, it was also the most popular video of the year. 560,000 views. And it's not really my favourite because I enjoyed videoing it. I did enjoy videoing it, but that's not why it's my favourite. And it's also not my favourite just because it's my most popular. It's my favourite because it made me realise that you don't have to be first at everything to get a successful video. You just need to make a good video. So for me, it was a bit of a wake up to say, you don't have to rush stuff. Just make the best video you can. Don't worry that there's been videos before yours. And well, that proved it, because I'm pretty sure it's one of the most popular MJX videos on YouTube. Just running this on the 2S pack. I don't think we need 3S in here. Oh yeah. Yeah, whoa. Still all good.
To the airport, I'ma hit you back with my flight. I'm in the mood for a switcher. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a sticker. She picture perfect, so I turn her mama flicker. Feel I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up.
And then the next question is the vehicle that put the biggest smile on my face this year. And that one's a really easy one to answer. It was this. And if you haven't seen the video, this came to Rossa with me. This was my tribute build for a friend of mine that died a few years back. His goal was to get this Armour Vortex to 100 mile an hour at Rossa. And unfortunately, he died before we could get to Rossa with it. So I got it, I built it, I took it to Rossa, I got 100 mile an hour. Right, we need to get the power on earlier. Power on earlier. Am I clear to go? Am I clear? Yes. Lost signal, but I don't know what that was. But that was on, not full throttle. Yes, Lenny. Yes, Lenny, that's the fastest. I don't know what it was. 100. 100 mile an hour, yes. Are you ready? I'm shaking. Yes. That's it. That is it. Now the vehicle that put the biggest smile on my face, it did put a massive smile on my face, but it pretty much brought me to tears as well. It was so emotional getting this thing to pass that 100 mile an hour. And it just sits on the shelf, and that's where it's staying, just as a nice tribute to my mate Lenny. Couple of questions on the Hilux. What have I done to the Hilux so far? And then just another one asking about an update and stuff like that. So I can quickly answer them questions and then we'll go for a drive in it. It's pretty much been sat there most of the year. I imported it in April. It took about, I think it took until June or July to actually get it registered and on the road. And then we were into summer and I went to Canada for 3 weeks. By the time I got back with videos and stuff, it just ended up sitting here and not really getting much use. It's all road legal. I've treated all the chassis and all the chassis rails, so it's all winter proof. Not that I really want to take it out in the UK in the winter because all our roads are just full of dirt and salt and I don't want it to rot. But I do have some stuff here. This is all power steering stuff out of a Mark II or a Gen 3. This is classed as a Mark 1 four-wheel drive. Obviously there was 2 previous versions of this that weren't four-wheel drive. So this is the Mark 1 four-wheel drive, 1982. And yeah, I've not really done anything other than just keep it nice and dry and pat it every now and then and make sure it's okay. I am going to be removing these as well because they're like the later Toyota logo. They're not the correct ones for the age of this thing. But anyway, fire it up and go for a little drive. Bit of POV in the Hilux. It's pretty noisy, so I don't know how well this audio is going to come out. Just doing this to prove it's not just a shelf queen. I do drive it. I got to remember what side my indicators are. This is the proper use of indicators. You come to a junction, you put your indicator on, you turn, and then you take your indicator off. It doesn't come on every time you turn your steering wheel. It's only when you want to turn a corner. Ooh. It's nice now and again to dust it off and get it outside. I don't take it out enough really. Oh hello, what's going on here? Worst wipers in the world. I do not take this out enough. Indicate, turn the corner, indicators off. It was a nice day today. Got a drop of rain now. First time this has been out in the rain, well, in the UK anyway. I love the gear shift on this. So long. What a beast. Brakes. Drum brakes all round, not great. That's the wipers. There we go. Little trip in the Hilux for you. What a great treat for Christmas Day. Well, it's not Christmas Day for me, but don't tell anyone. Oh. I expect some of you are keeping your fingers crossed, thinking I was going to smash into the Tesla. As you can see, it is drivable without the power steering. Power steering will make it so much easier. And I want to do a bit of off-roading, and with them big tyres on it, definitely going to be helpful to have some power steering. Do I plan on reviewing more Red Cat products? Definitely. You may have already seen the review of the Ascent. I've also got the hauler here. Not done a video on this yet. That is planned for beginning of January, so that'll be coming very soon. I've got the light kit and the servos as well, so we can slam it. So another Red Cat product coming. The only problem is there's no Red Cat dealer in the UK, so we have to buy them from the US. So for most people in the UK, it doesn't make sense to buy Red Cat stuff because we have to import it, extra shipping costs, tax and stuff. And it makes it quite expensive when Red Cat products are generally quite well priced. When are you going to buy a rare Tamiya and literally send it to the moon? Well, I'd love to, but it just makes me cringe when I see people doing stuff just to try and, I don't know, get a few extra clicks. I mean, I still have got this. I don't think it's rare anymore because they re-released it after re-releasing it after the last re-release. I don't know, but yes, I'm not sure this is that rare. You could argue that anyone who does YouTube wants the views, wants the clicks, but what I mean by it makes me cringe is when it's just no point to it other than just to get clicks. I don't know. It's a hard one to explain, but I'm not really into all that kind of stuff. I like pushing things past the limit. I like doing stuff for a bit of attention, but just that whole destroying stuff, I just don't get it. Still on the Tamiya subject, any pointers for a TT02 to 100 mile an hour? Go on the Tamiya forum, just type in speed or something like that and it'll bring up a load of things. There's a guy in Australia that has got a TT01 or a TT02 to, I think he's got the world record. So look at all the posts on that and that should give you some sort of hints and pointers. I don't think I've done a proper TT02 speed build. Sometimes we see some of the collection behind you. Can you or will you make a collection tour? I do show them now and again. In there is a Madcap that I spent ages trying to find. It was not my original one, but I got one back in 1990, swapped it for a Nintendo Game Boy. So that's in there. That's a Sand Scorcher. It's a re-release. However, it's got all aluminium hop-ups, wheels, bumpers. Also got a rear diff rather than being locked. And I only paid £100 for that, which is like $125. Bargain. Probably definitely my favourite retro RC. That is the Tamiya Ranger. Never re-released it. That's an original 1979. Took that to the beach. A lot of fun. Then we've got a pretty sought after nitro Tamiya, the TR15T. Good fun, need to get that out in the summer, get it tuned and take that for a drive. Got my brushless FCX24, crazy. A few little Honda City turbos up here. Lenny's 100 mile an hour build, my YouTuber race buggy. Good fun, carpet racing. A cafe racer behind there that I'm yet to do a video on. I've had it about 3 years, not done a video yet. RC 4-wheel drive, Doesn't perform very well, but it looks good. A limited edition SCX24. Still brand new, sealed. Brushless lunchbox, oil shocks, brushless. Little Junior that just sits up there next to it. One of the very first, number 13 this. Number 13 of, I don't know how many he's made now, but this was one of the very first Sherps that was built. Managed to get hold of one of them. Doubled in price now as well, or more than doubled in price, so it was a good purchase. Turbo Scorpion, also took that to the beach, but kind of getting a little bit rusty, so it needs a clean. Although recently I managed to get hold of a Beetle. This is one of the first re-releases. I'll talk about that when I actually get round to building it, but I'm quite happy about that. Element that I won a Class 2 competition. It's, apart from an LCG chassis, it's pretty much stock, and surprised a lot of people with that. Little WL toys, UDI that I converted, the Armour Grom, Hoonie truck, having some maintenance, brushless Hoonicorn, mini Hoonicorn, stock Armour Vendetta, brushless Mario Kart, another one of my favourite videos. A custom body that was made for me for Class 1, not got to use that yet. FTX Rock Van, FTX Outback, one of the best cheap crawlers you can buy. Mine's slightly modded, but absolutely awesome. One of the best looking cars you can buy, the Losi drag car. And then just some random stuff under there. Well, 10 Racing F250 I converted to a mud truck, and a pretty fast Hobow. There's your tour. I've got a lot of questions to get through. How did you get started with the channel, and at what point did you decide to go full time? I didn't ever start the channel to think I'd be able to do it full time. It just so happened that some of my videos done well, and I could see like that growth there. So I started putting more effort in, and the more effort you put in on YouTube, the more you get out of it. And it just got to the point where I realised I could probably do this full time. I started it properly in like 2017, and I didn't start full time till 2022. So a good 5 years. And in that 5 years, the first 3 or 4 wasn't really getting massive amounts of money at all. The first few years I was getting nothing, or maybe like $10 a month or something like that. So it wasn't until 2022 that I really kind of saw that I could do this full time. And well, yeah, and it's been absolutely awesome. 24 years in the military, I left, and I have no regrets at all. This has got to be the best job ever, or one of the best jobs ever. Not so much just radio control all the time. Well, it is for us, isn't it? But for most people, just being able to, well, do YouTube or do your own thing for your job has got to be the best job ever. This question fits in nicely here. When I left the military, I'd been doing YouTube for like 5 years. So the transition over to full time wasn't really a big thing. Didn't have any issues at all. And like I just said, no regrets. Where are my car keys? Probably in the bowl with all your neighbours' car keys where you left them. Why is RC so expensive? It doesn't have to be expensive. There are cheaper options out there. You just need to do your research, or buy something that's used, buy something second-hand. You don't have to buy everything brand new. Buy one second-hand. If it's a name brand, you can generally find the parts online, eBay, Facebook. So it doesn't have to be expensive. Can you turn the RC mop into an RC broom and try drifting it? So if you've not seen it, that is the RC mop, the world's fastest RC mop as well. Now, here's a broom. 2 things, I'm not sure how you'd make that radio control. And the second thing, if I was to do an RC broom, would it be brushed or brushless? Favourite FMS crawler is probably the new FCX24 Unimog. I just like it. It just looks really scale. It drives really nice, and I think, yeah, well, yeah, that's my favourite. Do you prefer bashing or crawling? It depends what mood I'm in. Crawling, I think, is a bit more sociable. Bashing is more just like gun-ho if you're in a mood just to like send stuff, and yeah. 2 different things, depends what mood I'm in. If I had to just choose one, I don't know. Bashing. MX-07 or Habal MTX? Probably the MX-7, just purely because of its size and speed and, well, everything about it. Oh, I've got to carry it now. The MTX is very good though. Are you going to fly helicopters or planes in the near future on the channel? No, I have no interest in helicopters or planes. I mean, I'd like to have a go maybe with a plane. I think helicopters for me would end in tears. So no interest really. Have you considered once a month doing a video with a subscriber? I mean, it sounds good. it would probably be quite a bit of hassle getting a subscriber here and then planning a video, and then, yeah, just not something I'd probably do. Best cheap basher ever, the Rival MT10. However, it's not as cheap as it used to be. It used to be like really cheap for what you get. Now, not so much, but still proper skate park basher, not like a mini one or like a giant stupid thing like an X-Max. This is quite a long one. 1/16 toy grade to upgrade it. Depends what kind of toy grade. If you want to make it into a crawler, then any of the WPL stuff, MN stuff should fit. If you want something that's got lock-in diffs and portal axles and stuff, the UDI Unimog would be a good option as well. But other than that, it all depends on what kind of toy grade you're converting. On the same subject, hobby grade components swapped into toy grades. Yes, definitely got more coming. 100% 2024 will see more probably than this year, toy grade to hobby grade. I love doing it. And as for views, always good views. Content with an affordable level of competition. My channel's built on affordable stuff. I do expensive stuff, but most of the channel is built on doing stuff that's affordable. Hence that Element crawler that all I did was throw a chassis on it and some wheels and tyres. Didn't bother with thousands of pounds worth of stuff and it won. Yeah, modifying speedrun kart, cover a lot of that already on the channel and I will continue to do so. Who's your favourite person to go to Costa with? Definitely you, Sam, maybe. If you could have anyone in the world to join you to host a video, who would it be? So many people, it'd be hard to choose, but maybe them. Peanut butter and jelly would win. Why wouldn't it? Unless it's a soft shell taco. When do we get a land speed duck video? Well, I don't know. Maybe never. I don't think ducks are that fast on land. Would you consider doing more live streams and live builds? Probably not. I'm not a fan of live streams. I don't know. I've tried them. I'm not a fan of them. The comments go so fast that you can't answer them. I don't like not answering everyone and, well, yeah, not a fan. I might do some, but they won't be a regular thing. Why do you tend to stay away from bigger RCs like X-Max, etc.? Do you prefer the convenience of the 1/8 to 1/16? Yeah, definitely. The big stuff, it's fun. I'd get more enjoyment out of the smaller stuff. I prefer affordable stuff as well. I appreciate people love the X-Max and the Creighton 8S and stuff, but for me, I prefer the slightly more affordable, cheaper stuff that's usually faster and usually easier to drive and more forgiving when you land it crap as well, which I do quite often. Best budget crawler this year, I'd say the Red Cat Ascent or some of the FTX stuff if you're in the UK. This is a difficult one. I've got so many different brands. If I could only choose one, it'd be such a tough call. My heart says Tamiya, but Tamiya never really do anything other than bring out older stuff or just sort of revamp it. Armour would be a close call. A big mix of stuff from, well, two-wheel drive monster truck, crazy 3S basher, speedrun. I think, yeah, let's just make that decision now. Armour. Most controversial video ever made is probably my Rustler one where I called out Traxxas for making silly speed claims. Yes, everyone makes silly speed claims and I picked on them and it caused, well, a lot of grief. Or my Nitro Sucks video is another one. I'm just having a laugh. I don't take anything too seriously, but a lot of people do. Right, let's talk watches. A question I always get asked about my watches. We'll start with this one. This is my newest and most favourite. A gift from my wife for our 10th wedding anniversary. It's a G-Shock metal. I can't remember what the model number is. This isn't my entire collection. I've got a few dotted around everywhere, but these are the ones I wear the most. This is probably the most recognisable one. I think it's featured in more videos than any other. It's the Timex Pac-Man. I've also got the silver version of this. They were a limited run. I got a black one and a silver one. I wear the black one all the time. The silver one is still in the box. I don't know if it's gone up in value or not. Another G-Shock. I had this one custom painted. It's in the Team TRC colours. Another favourite. Well, they're all my favourite, but another G-Shock there. This one is a 40-year anniversary one. It's got all the model numbers of all the G-Shocks over the years, and it's got like a gold band there. And then we'll stick with Casios. There's another one, sort of retro one. Another retro Casio there. Stranger Things Timex. I am a Stranger Things fan. You may have seen Dustin in the background. Another present from my wife. Christmas present, I think. A lot of these watches actually were presents from my wife. Isn't she good to me? This used to be my favourite. It needs a new battery and it's got a little bit missing on there. But I got this years ago And I used to like it because it's really comfortable to wear. And when I was at work, if I was doing anything and I had my overalls on, because it's elastic, you could just stretch it over the outside there so I could keep an eye on time. These used to be, in the UK, it was like, I don't know, 16 or 17 pound. I think they're like 4 times that price now. It's crazy. I might have to get myself one of the newer ones. This is another birthday gift from my wife. It's the Citizen. I think it's called like the Nighthawk or something. Yeah, this one's called a Nighthawk. I like this one because it's just all black. Murdered out. The reason I got this one is that my wife's dad had one of these and I liked it so much that she bought me one. Can't remember where this one came from. I think, again, it's probably a birthday or Christmas. This is quite a nice one. I don't wear this one much, but as you can see by the scratches on it, it has had some use. And then the final one in here is this one. And I've left this one till last because this was probably the first ever like proper watch that wasn't like a cheap Casio when I was younger that I bought. And I bought this in 2001 when I was out in, I want to say maybe Turkey or somewhere in the Middle East. I was on an American Air Force base and I bought this, obviously tax-free, nice and cheap. Well, cheaper than the UK. And it's just, yeah, a bit of sentimental value. This, I gave it to my dad as well. My dad wore it for quite a few years, and then when he stopped wearing it, he gave it back to me, and it just sits in here now. I don't wear it, but it's the oldest watch I own, and it is one that kind of, well, like I said, sentimental value. So as well as watches, I'm a bit of a trainer fan, or sneakers, or whatever you want to call them. I don't usually flex with the trainers, but these are my latest ones, some Jordan 3s. And they're really hard to get in the UK. They kind of release them every now and then, and you have to get in a queue and just hope that you get them. I wear all my trainers, apart from one pair, bought in 2012, and they're Adidas Tobaccos. I'll put a picture up actually. They come in a nice box. They've got like a Union Jack tissue over them, and they only made them for the 2012 Olympics. So they're in a box, never worn. I don't know how much they're worth. I think I paid like £60 for them when they came out. They're the only trainers I've got that have never been worn. I usually buy them to wear them, the same as watches. I don't just have them to sit in a box. Same as all of this, no shelf queens. I mean, there'd probably be no point building one from scratch because, well, probably wouldn't cost much less than, well, just getting a TRX-4M and putting all the upgrades on. So I've already done one. Full Trill upgrades, Furitech brushless motor, custom body, with a driver. Loads of plans for 2024 to do some custom build stuff. I'm not sure if I'll be scratch building anything from like literally nothing, but definitely more projects coming, definitely more like custom work and cutting things, drilling things and all that kind of stuff. Sneak peek at 2024, of course. So this is the Nitro Banzai. I've got a load of custom parts in here. I got a little special build, I want to do that, and it's going to have a different body on it that's going to probably, well, the big thing for this is going to be what it looks like rather than adding all like the 2-speed and stuff. It's going to look really cool, hopefully. Got also, I can't show you much, got something here. That's all I can show you. I will get in trouble from HPI if I show you any more of that. I might even get in trouble just for doing that. But anyway, always good to hype stuff up, get people talking. Then under here, we got a brand new, well, it's the older one, but they've just brought out a new one that's just got a USB-C charger. But I've got the video coming with that and some other stuff. We'll come back to this in a minute because this answers another question. Not saying anything about that one. That's 2024. 2024, maybe in the next couple of days, I don't know, depends how much time I got. Some new WPLs, you've probably seen all them anyway. I've had this for 6 months, since the summer. Gonna do a really nice scale build of that, and I might even put it up as a prize. This has got like a little Tomley RC, not number plate, but a little VIN plate it comes with, so someone might be able to win that when I actually do it. I've got some different tyres for it. And then, similar to that, under here, get you out of the way, might finally do something with that as well. I got another one there, I got another Boom Race in there, and again, I've had that even longer, probably close to a year. But also in there, I've got the 6-wheel drive conversion, so I've got a custom project I want to do with that. I'm not going to use a Land Rover body or anything on that. Been out and it's been done to death, so I'm not going to do like an unboxing and review of it. I've got a nice video of that planned. Got something that these are going to be used for, more so the chassis and the motor and stuff, but plan for that. That's going to be along the lines of like a scratch build. That's an exciting project. I'm really looking forward to that one. maybe a project with the 5th scale chassis there as well. I've got something planned for that. The Traxxas Summit, something planned for that as well. And something that's been, well, 2 or 3 years I've had it. That is a quarter scale. I've mentioned it a few times on the channel. That is finally coming out. Hopefully January or February. We're going to pull that out of there and have a good look at that, get it running and stuff. I've got another engine for it down there. Fingers crossed that will be coming very early in 2024 because I really want to get that out. I've just not had time, but that's coming. And then finally, and this will answer another question about Rossa. Might be 2 questions about Rossa actually. I have shown this. I bought this off a guy called Nick who works at Model Sport in the UK. Hebeo VTE 2, fully scorched up with chassis and metal and titanium. Think I might change the body though. So that's coming in 2024 and that is my main Rossa project. I know some of you will be pleased to see this. I've finally got an XLX2 and a big motor. Yeah boy. So that's my main Rossa goal. I want to get myself a couple more caps. Definitely the 200 kilometers an hour one and maybe the 150. So I'm going to build that so it will do 150. I want to gear it though just so I can get past 200 kilometers an hour first and then we'll push it up to 150 and then we'll see what happens from there. But that is my main Rossa goal this year, is getting close or pushing past that 150 mile an hour barrier. I've got 2 or 3 other little projects I want to take there. I'm going to definitely take the FF03. I don't want to do what I've done last year and take too much. So I'm probably going to keep it to 3 things, the Tamiya, that build, and then I've got maybe an 8 scale build I want to do, which is going to be maybe a little bit different to anything you've seen. 100% going back to the beach in 2024. I've got to try and retake my record with the Scorcher up there. And if I'm building something that's going to go stupid fast at the beach, which I do want to do, perfect beach for crazy speeds, just got to make sure there's no one on it. I don't think it's a big thing now. It was a big thing 50, 60 years ago, and it was kind of a big thing in London, jellied eels. It was probably a big thing around the rest of the country. My dad was born and bred in London, and I remember him talking about jellied eels and stuff. He doesn't eat them, but a lot of people did. I'm not sure I'm going to do more TTO2 kind of Tamiya stuff. Popular RC do a lot of stuff with the TTO1. I don't do as much TTO2. Some great stuff over there with upgrades and bits and pieces and racing and stuff like that. So go check them out. The same as this question, all sorts of racing they do over on that channel. So again, we'll divert that question over to there. They'll have a lot more answers than I can give you for racing side of things. That is correct. And don't worry, I don't take any shit from him. If anything, he takes more from me. Now, this is a tough one. 3 that I could drive for the rest of my life. It'd have to be one of the SRBs because, I mean, they're just, yeah, my favourite. So I'd have to have one of them. And then I guess we'd have to have something that was sort of like a street basher. So either an Infraction or the Super Forza from FTX. So a big 7th scale street basher. And then I suppose we'd need like something for the skate park or a crawler. Oh no, actually I've got it. The Traxxas Summit. Yes, I said a Traxxas. You can lock the diffs, you can do a bit of crawling, and you can make them relatively fast. So there we go. Summit, 7th scale on road, and a classic. There's stuff that I haven't done videos on that I've bought, and then I've sort of thought, wow, I can't bother to do that now. But there's nothing that really stands out as regretting buying. AA's, AA's, AAA's, AAAA. Don't know, never really thought about it. The best no RC thing that happened this year was probably my holiday to Canada. I've been to Canada in the past, but this was kind of a bit of a holiday and a little recce because we want to move out there in a few years. So it was nice to get out there and it was nice to come back thinking this is where we could be living. So best thing this year non-RC is holiday to Canada. Unless I've missed something important that I probably should have put above that, but any of the sort of like the premium brands, the team associated kits are really good. The Traxxas TRX4 kit is very good. The Tamiya BBX kit was very good. Yokomo, Kyosho, they all do really good kits. Favourite project, probably the Mario. Can't answer that question, you'll have to ask Tamiya that one. A long one, Probably not going to do it, probably not on this channel. I'm going to finally be putting some more stuff on the second channel, not just MJX, all kinds of stuff I'm probably going to be putting on the other channel. Difficult one to answer. Choose something that not everyone's doing. You need to do something a little bit different. If you just start copying what someone else is doing, then probably not going to do all that great. I didn't plan to do this full time, it just happened. Be yourself, try different things out. Can't really pin it down to one thing. You just have to give it a try and try stuff and find out what your viewers want to watch. And if more viewers want to watch it, then keep doing that, and then it'll just, well. And the other thing is consistency. Just be consistent. This is a really easy one. Oil shocks. They should all have oil shocks. There should be no excuses for friction dampers. I had the last 6S Armour I had, I think it was 2021 maybe. Anyway, if there is a defect and they're only offering 20%, then that's not right. Another long one, and I don't really know. I'm not having a go at this comment. Just in general, I get a lot of questions that I don't know the answer to because I'm not a professional. I never say that I'm a pro. I don't know everything. I just like RC cars. I like making videos, and well, that's it. So I don't really know. But yes, you can get some really good stuff for like $100. Absolutely. And if I find them first, they are gone. No one else is having them. If you just want to do crawling, get the low ratio gear set and then some low down weight really. That's about it. You don't really need anything else. Gear set and maybe some heavier wheels. It's up to other channels what they do. I don't like mindless destruction. I do it sometimes when I really want to push something, but just purely going out to smash something up. Never been my thing, never will be my thing. But if people are spending their own money on stuff, then it's up to them. I recommend trucks, crawlers and everything all the time. It's just up to you really to do a little bit of homework to find what you think will suit what you want. Similar to this one, there's lots out there, and again, it depends what you want. Do you want a crawler for under 250? Do you want a basher for 250? Do you want a scale rig? Do you want an on-road? It's just so much out there. YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the internet, so it just takes a little bit of time to scan through stuff and find what you want that will suit your needs. Aaron, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm very sorry. I didn't even know that Darth Vader was Luke's dad until, well, a few years ago. Yeah, probably like retro toys or maybe like a Lego channel like Lego Technics. That'd be cool. Depends what you want. If you want something just to go out on the street, there's loads of options out there. The FTX, Maverick, some of the cheap Chinese stuff. Again, hard one to answer. Just type on-road 1/10, cheap on-road 1/10, type it in YouTube and it'll probably bring up some ideas for you. XO1 was good when it first came out like 200 years ago, but it's been passed by everything. So their re-release, yeah, it made it drive a bit better, but they need to really revamp it. You don't see anyone, there's no one out there really pushing them and getting anywhere near world records with the XO1. So that should tell you something about it. I'm not sure on this one. I might have, I might not. I can't remember. I think I'm on probably, I don't know, I want to say 7 or 8. This, although it wasn't this one, I think the very first toy grade I converted to RC was back in 2017. It was a yellow Barbie Baywatch Jeep. I got Baywatch Barbie, Tamiya Grasshopper cut in half, and you just literally, yeah, bolt it on and it makes a good toy grade with suspension. And the next one after that was a brushless Brooder, which is probably still one of the fastest toy grades, I reckon. That was 50 kilometers an hour or more. I've done loads over the years, but the Barbie Jeep was what started it all, I think. I've not driven anything for ages with a stick radio, but I reckon I could probably get back into it. And like 5-6 years ago when I was doing videos, I had a stick radio. I didn't go over to these straight away because I wasn't a fan of them either. I liked the old school feel of a stick radio, and people still use them when they race as well. So there must be something about them people still like. Some of the fast guys at the club I go to still use stick radios. Loads of good memories from previous jobs. And obviously I spent 24 years in the military, so there's some good memories and yeah, and some not so great ones. So I didn't really answer your question because I can't pinpoint one or two things. There's just like lots. Actually, probably going to Vegas for the first time with work. So I'd never been to Vegas before. I'd missed out a few times, and then I managed to get to go. Went for 3 weeks. We were working pretty hard there, but we also got plenty of downtime, so we were able to go and actually enjoy Vegas as well. I mean, there are days now and again that I wake up thinking, oh, I just want to stay in bed. But generally, I struggle to get to sleep because my brain's always thinking of things I want to do and projects, or I want to do this, I need to do this. So I wouldn't say there is a day I wake up thinking I can't be bothered, but there are plenty of days that I wake up thinking I just want to stay in bed for a little bit longer. If I could only drive one RC car, I think I've covered this a bit, but if I could only drive one Traxxas, it would be the Summit. It kind of does everything, doesn't it? Best 1/8 scale, it probably is the Creighton. I've not had a Creighton. I've had an Outcast, that was pretty good. The Creighton's meant to be good. The EXB's meant to be really good. So probably, yeah, the Creighton. Plastic arms are better than metal arms. Metal arms will just break something else. At least with a plastic arm, they're relatively cheap and easy to fix. Don't know about that. Nitro's kind of dying, isn't it, really? There's not many Nitros. If you go into any model shop, you look at all the electric ones you've got on offer and look at all the Nitros you've got on offer, kind of shows you what's going on with Nitro. Done WL Toys 12 scales to death. Unless they bring out something really new, I'm probably not going to do anything else. Tough question, but it's got to be the Forza GT because of its size and just how it sounds and the power and stuff. The Stinger is absolutely awesome, but the Super Forza is just crazy. One of my favourites. Probably using that Manscaped shaver that Kev sold you. Misconceptions of the hobby are that buy cheap, buy twice. That's not always the case. I see so many people going on about buy cheap, buy twice, or that's cheap junk, but then they're quite happily spend 500, 600 or 1,000 on something that will break as well. They don't seem to have an issue if their $1,000 or £1,000 RC breaks. It's just, oh yeah, but things happen like that. But when it's like cheap stuff, if it breaks, it's junk. I see that all the time and it's quite annoying. This is off a Traxxas XRT, and after less than 2 battery packs, you probably can't see it, but it's cracked all the inside around there. Broke all 4. It's acceptable on a £1,000 rig apparently. Take your time, do your research, watch loads of stuff. Before I do anything, before I buy something, if it's something I don't know about, I'll watch loads of videos, I'll look at reviews, I'll just watch stuff just to get a good idea, because everyone's different. So what I say might not be the right answer. Just about doing your research really. I don't like guns, obviously I've spent a bit of time with guns because of my previous career. Just not a fan of them. Don't want to get into a debate about the US and gun laws and stuff. Not a fan of any weapons. I don't think people should be able to walk around with anything that can hurt you, but that's all I'm going to say about it. Top 5 favourite movies, really difficult one to answer because I don't really watch loads of movies. I'm just going to go straight off the top of my head. Superbad, Anchorman, Wolf of Wall Street, the very first Fast and Furious, and probably, I don't know, Gone in 60 Seconds. There you go. 5 just straight off the top of my head. When are you going to do a collab with Kev again? I don't know. He's moving to the Isle of Man. Got a couple of little projects that might sort of intertwine, but no plans to go down there. It's a 4-hour round trip for me, and I know some of you in America go, 4 hours? My local shop's 4 hours away. But for me, 4 hours is half my day. I like to do this during sort of normal hours and then get home and have tea and spend time with my family. It's not just an easy thing to do a video with Kev or anyone else down that way. Which leads on to this about work-life balance. It does take up a lot of your life. I try and only do stuff in here between like 8 and 5 most days, or sometimes a little bit less than that. I do a lot of editing in the evening. In the summer I do a lot of videos later on in the day because we've got a bit more daylight, but it does take up a lot of your time. Like I said earlier, I spend a lot of time not sleeping at night because I'm thinking about what I want to do next. Not that that's a bad thing, I'm always planning stuff, but it does take a lot of planning, it does take a lot of work. You can't just rock up one day and go, oh, I want to make a YouTube channel and then be successful the following day. That's happened to a very small amount of people, but for most people, it's a tough grind and you have to really put the effort in. I did this for like 4 or maybe 5 years and I still had a full-time job, and it's even harder then. So massive credit to all those creators out there that are doing YouTube part-time and have full-time jobs, because I've been there and I know how much work it is. You just have to keep at it and hopefully one day it will pay off. The one I use is called Lap Tracker. That's on iPhone, obviously. I don't know if they do it for Android, but it basically just uses the camera. So when it goes past, it senses something go past. I think it cost like $1.99. It wasn't expensive. That's one I use. It's pretty accurate. If there's any shadows or reflections, it can trip it off, but generally it works all right. Squirtle is my favourite Pokemon. Well, that is it. I think I've answered all the questions. That took a long time to get through all them. I may have missed some. I apologise if I missed a question. Thank you to all of you that said you love the channel and Merry Christmas and stuff like that. Like I said, I appreciate everyone that watches. If you've only just joined the channel, then do stick around. We've got loads of stuff coming 2024. This may be the last video of 2023. If it is, I hope you have a good holiday. And if 2023 has been a bit crap for you, I hope you have a better 2024. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you, well, next time.